Hey, what's up, y'all? We're back as promised, like the ring. And this is the podcast. Only thing different now is that we have to change the name from the podcast twice removed
to the Gun Hill Rose
podcast. And not only that, but we're going to be uploading consistently. And you're going to have a lot of quality content and all that stuff. And to my left, right here. Where's that drum roll? To my left, we have...
Hi, it's Leeza, Söze.
And right here, the wave Prodigy. And what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about if... intro was corny as fuck, right? we're going to talk about race. Is racism real? Like systematic racism.
Is racism the imaginary friend from Inside Out?
Inside what?
Inside Out. Bing Bong.
I have not seen that movie, so I don't get the reference.
My Pixar friends would know it.
If anybody watches Pixar, you most likely will know it. But okay, basically, is racism a real thing? Is it a figment of black people's imagination? And we're gonna go into different forms of racism, like, say for example, here's our introduction right here. And all this, like, mind you, all this is on the fly. None of this is, not reading off a script. We're not doing any of that stuff. So, our first topic we're going to talk about, right? We're going to talk about the so-called double standards that some white people say. Or you could say, like, those racist white people say. Where they're like, look at the double standards. Like, why is it okay to have an all-black show like Luke Cage, but then once there's an all-white show, it's like, oh, it's just World War III or some shit like that.
Yep.
So, like, what do you think about that? Like, what do you got to say to people like that who say shit like that?
First of all, they're stupid, and second of all,
that's an understatement.
It's a hypocrisy, because whenever there's a white show with mostly white people,
like what, Friends, Seinfeld?
like Friends, Seinfeld, take your pick. It's always like, oh, like, why can't y'all, like, why does it have to be about race? Like, if I see a black show, I won't be like, oh, I can't adapt to it because it's black. Like, I don't see a race and then say, oh, I can't see myself in that predicament or anything.
Or I can't see myself in that character. Like,
yeah.
Like, some white people were on Twitter, they were like, oh, we're not even gonna read the people's names or tweets, but they were like, oh, where's the diversity and shit like that. And you gotta look at, historically, where was that diversity in American television when it was mostly all white shows, or even in the 30s and 40s where wearing blackface was like a thing. And most of the time the people wearing the blackface would be threatening to white people. Yeah. I mean, white women. And basically saying that, oh, keep the blacks away, keep them blackies away. They might rape our women.
Oh my god.
And it's like, yeah, another thing that I found interesting was how, okay, like, take games like Mafia 3 or Watch Dogs 2. Now, I'm not too familiar with the Mafia series, but I know that the former protagonists were of fair skin, or like white and shit. And I played Watch Dogs, the first one. People people rag on that game all day, but I love the game. That's a different topic. And the first one had a white protagonist named Aiden Pierce. Now the second one that we see, it takes place in San Francisco, I think now.
Yeah.
And the main protagonist is black. And I see the comments where people are like, "Oh, I hope they didn't make a black protagonist to bend over to the new politically correct agenda." Or the liberalist left.
That's funny. Like, why is it so, like, leftist? That's the whole problem. Why is it a side that black people should be accepted in society, like black roles? Why is it one side that's like, oh, they're trying to push the agenda, but the other side isn't? It shouldn't. If racism wasn't over, if there was no concept of race, then we wouldn't have, like, people saying, oh, it's a PC leftist agenda.
Yeah.
If it was so PC and leftist, then why is it that? Like, why do we have to push the agenda that, hey, black people can have shows, black people can have, like, games, and black people can have, like, roles?
Yeah,
and be
exactly.
like the main character.
Exactly, and it's funny because the same people who usually say that, they go out of their way to be like, "Oh, you want more black people in video games? You want more women in video games? Then how about black people or how about women make their own? Then when we make our own, oh, I hope they're not pandering to the PC leftist propaganda. Oh my god.
And then they're like, oh, like where's the diversity? I can't get into this show because there's no. Didn't they say there's no white people? And then it's like, well, when it was the other way around, it was just like, oh, adapt.
Yeah.
But when it's you being the minority, it's uncomfortable for you guys.
Exactly. And like I seen a good article that was saying, like, it was mentioning the Luke Cage thing, and they were like, it's not the fact that Luke Cage is racist for having an all black cast. You're just not comfortable with the idea that you're not the main characters.
Yeah.
And shit. And that's basically the truth. And I see people try to denounce that, like those people that say that, they're like, oh, they're just trolls. They don't stand for all white people.
It's not even all white people. It's just the fact that people still have to explain.
Yeah.
Like, oh, why was it okay to have a BT but not a WT? It's like because you guys already have other.
I mean, there's that country show that has that Stone Cold show on there, like that Smoking Skull Ranch thing that he has.
Yeah. Oh, like
the country one with all the
CMT.
Yeah, country? CMT. There you go.
Yeah. Or
and besides that, like almost all things are basically predominantly white. Yeah, so it's like now when we mention like Friends or Seinfeld, we're not saying that the shows are bad or anything like that, because the shows are not bad, but
Friends is corny, but okay.
That's up for debate. But I was never into Friends myself, so I can't really say. But like,
it's just corny.
Oh my god! But whoever thinks Friends is corny, or whoever thinks Friends is a great show,
I like Seinfeld.
Yeah, Seinfeld good. Like if you agree or disagree with Leeza, leave some comments.
No, that wasn't me. That was somebody in the background.
Own your shit. Oh my god!
Don't come on my page talking no shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna block you.
Good night. But okay, like for example, right? That's one of the many things in a racist person's arsenal. When they're like, oh, make your own shows if you want more representation. When we make our own shows, then it's like, oh, I hope we're not pandering to like whatever.
Yeah. They always have like. They always have certain things they bring up.
Like, yeah, and like, oh, hold on, like, I was gonna talk about this. We're gonna get into this more later on, but we're gonna talk about something called the token nigga. And Malcolm X mentioned the token nigga one time. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Like, go ahead, take it over.
Well, the token nigga, I think, can also
wait, nigger or
nigger.
Okay.
The token nigger.
Just for all the white people listening out there, and if you say the ER, you will be put in the ER. So I advise you do not say that. That's another thing we gotta talk about. How they want to have part ownership of the word nigga, or they want to be given that pass, that hood nigga pass, that hood pass to say it. But
only hood niggas give pass like that.
For example, in Atlanta, when Childish Gambino, that white guy was telling Childish Gambino the story, I think it was the first episode, right?
Yeah, and he said, really nigga, and then Childish, like...
Yeah, that was the punchline, like, the really nigga was the punchline. And Childish Gambino was like, like, laughing, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then when Childish Gambino got around, like, Paperboy and his friend, who were, like, who were not, like, I guess, a white man in a black man's body. They're actually hood niggas. They're hood niggas. And...
they look like they would beat you up.
Yeah, for saying that. And basically, when he was telling the story, like, Childish Gambino was like, oh, he put him on the spot. He's like, oh, tell that story again? And then he got to it, and he said the nigga part. And then he looked at him like, oh, okay. And the guys in the back were like, yeah, that shit not funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I can't find the quote right now, because something's wrong.
By the way, I love Atlanta. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, shout out to Childish Gambino for that.
He got season 2. Woo!
Yeah. That's a really funny show, actually.
Black shows can work.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, okay, so I can't really find the quote right now because apparently my phone is acting stupid, but basically he mentioned, what I think it was, is like some white interviewer was talking to him, and Malcolm was like, oh, we don't have any representation, I think he was saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't quote me on this, I'm just going to give you the overall, like what he was saying, the general, and he said that and then like the white interviewer was like, oh, we have this black guy here, he's in there, so like why are you saying that there's racism and stuff? And Malcolm was like, just because you have a token nigga doesn't mean that there's no such thing as, you know, secluding us from joining these universities or whatever it was. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I think that a token nigga can be like kind of in the same boat as a Uncle Tom, like the one that like is around white people, and then it's the one where racist white people be like, see, I have a black friend. Like, that guy.
Yeah.
You see, my black friend, my black friend lets me say the word nigga. Like,
yeah,
like that person.
Or like, for example, oh, there you go. But yeah. No, it's fixed. Sorry about that.
It's moving really weird.
Nah, it's like, just don't worry about it. Like, it shows like the little things going up and down.
Okay.
But yeah, where was I?
You was talking about black people like making shows and stuff.
Okay, yeah, and I've seen black people go out of their way to be like, they start to sentence off always with, "I'm black," and I hope that they're not making the protagonist of such and such story or game black just because they want to appeal to some leftist propaganda.
I always feel like they just want to get brownie points.
Yeah, they want to get brownie points. Yeah,
like, oh,
yes, massa, no massa, and all that shit.
They're like that Samuel L. Jackson from
Django. Yeah, I know y'all niggas ain't up to no goods. But anyway, like first, okay, so we can say that that's one of the many things in the racist arsenal.
Yeah,
in a racist arsenal.
Yeah,
and I gotta say another one is like MLK.
Oh, they always bring up the good.
Yeah, you take this.
The good Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. They always say that. They always like, why can't you be more like Martin Luther King Jr.? It's like, okay, he was that way and he still got shot in the head.
Yeah, exactly.
Like bringing him up isn't that not gonna be like it's not a pass for you to be like, oh well, you shouldn't get mad at this. You should be like the pacifist, like, oh, you should be like Martin, because that's how you should be. You're supposed to be
when the ironic,
just taking it.
Yeah, when the ironic thing about that is that Malcolm and him had switched sides. Was it right?
Yeah, they kind of switched.
Their lives? Yeah,
because Martin went more
He
radical.
went to Mecca. Yeah,
no,
Malcolm went to Mecca, then changed.
And then he turned more, soft. Not soft, but
not
like
soft, but he
more less radical. And then Martin went more radical and was like, nah, fuck that. We gotta start like defending ourselves.
Yeah, basically. And it's like when it comes to stuff like that, it's like they basically just want to say, okay, shut up. We're tired to hear you talking about these issues.
It's like basically like, stop whining. Why are you whining? Can you just like take the beating?
Yeah, like another phenomenon that keeps happening is like the Colin Kaepernick thing that's happening. That's been happening for a while now. Now he's getting the nickname of Thug. Now, no, hold on. I got this. Now, let me tell you what thug actually means. Thug is a code word for nigger. N-I-G-G-E-R. Since white people don't have the pass to say nigga unless they're given one, they say, well, let's say thug then. Well, the racist white people, let's say thug. And I'm like, what makes him a thug? For kneeling?
This is not new. They use thug. They use hood, ghetto.
But like, we gotta focus on thug here though, because the context is in which it's used. It's like, what makes him a thug? Is he known for shooting people? Is he known for
he has no
robbing people?
First of all, he came from like a pretty good background with two white parents.
Yeah.
And he was like he's like a middle class, like they were middle class and stuff. And he probably like never went to the hood or anything. I don't understand what thug. I understand.
Well, they use that against him. Interestingly enough, they're like,
oh God.
Yeah, they're like, he came from a good background, so like racism didn't affect him. So why is he so concerned about it?
It doesn't matter. Like you could put on a suit and be like, the most like non-threatening black man you can be, but they still see a black man.
No, yeah, basically.
Like that doesn't mean that just because you're higher up does not mean that just because you're higher up does not mean that you're going to be treated differently.
Yeah, exactly.
You're still black.
Yeah, and that's what needs to be addressed. That's one of the things that needs to be addressed today. And speaking of Martin Luther King, like, okay, let's take into account Martin Luther King's niece, Alveda King.
Oh God.
Okay, so here's a new thing that I've been seeing come up. So people always tell me do not read the comments, but stupid on me, I never listen and I read the fucking comments.
I love reading comments.
I do too, but a lot of it is stupid as hell. And one of the guys, like, I seen one of the guys like spamming on everybody's comment, like Alveda King's quote. Like, let me pull it up right now. Let me get that shit. She was basically like endorsing Trump or something like that. What is it that she said? Oh, yeah, here we go. I got it. Hold on, it's like loading.
It's so sad when I see black people do this.
Yeah, like, okay, here we go. So she's like, I prefer Donald J. Trump's platform for our community. He could put America back to work, back to church, back to school. And the guy, basically the white guy, was like, oh, so Martin Luther King's niece says, like, endorses Trump, but so, like, that means that other black people should. But it's like, just because she does doesn't mean we all have to. Like, take Morgan Freeman, for example. He changed his mind on this, I think, but he was in an interview quoted as saying that the best way to get rid of race is to ignore it and, like, pretend like it, like, just yeah. And I think he took that back, and they've been, for a while, they were using that as like a weapon in their arsenal.
But do they understand that if you ignore, let's say you have a wound on your leg,
yeah,
and you just ignore it, and then one day you fall out dead, you get to heaven, and then you're like, wait, what happened? I just ignored it. Why didn't it go away? You have to heal the wound so you can actually move on.
Yeah.
If you don't heal the wound, you're just going. It's not going to go anywhere, and it's going to get that worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
You can't just ignore things.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't just like sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. This ain't that kind of shit. Like, this kid actually hurt. Like, racism does hurt everybody.
Yeah. It hurts, like, even it hurts even white people, because
it hurts even poor white people who like, they like been fed like, oh, well, you're poor and you live in a trailer park. Well, at least you're not black. Like, at least you still have your white skin. Like, that matters or anything, when it doesn't. Like, the real reason is, like, I feel like racism was, like, made up to, like, separate poor people, like poor blacks and poor whites, and make them fight over something so trivial, so we won't really see what's really going on.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, best advantage in America was racism.
Yeah, basically.
And
well, to the Western world in general.
Well, racism is all around now.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get more into that. We're gonna talk about racism in the Hispanic community later on. That's
God.
Like, cause I'm Panamanian. I'm like, you know, like, my mom was like Panamanian and stuff like that, and mostly everybody from my mother's side of the family. And I've seen firsthand, like, the favoritism. Because, you know, one is darker, one is lighter, and even like even stuff like, you know, like Telemundo, like not exactly Telemundo, but like those soap operas, like the novelas.
Yeah, telenovelas.
Yeah, the novelas, and all the black.
Wait, what'd you say?
Novelas.
You said it in
oh my
in
god.
Spanish.
Yeah, I hardly talk in my Spanish accent, but
novelas.
yeah, I am basically like my mom stopped watching them because she was like, oh, all the like darker skinned women are always reduced to the roles of like maid or like the
evil,
the evil
witch.
while it's always the light skin, or like the light skinned woman, light skinned Hispanic man that's portrayed as, like, you know, the good people, or like the protagonists.
Yeah, they're always the good ones.
Yeah,
just like in a Tyler Perry movie.
What do you mean?
Usually the dark skinned man is the bad one, and the light skinned one.
Give me an example, like
Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Shamar Moore was the good one, and then the other guy was dark and he was bad. What's the other one? Family Reunion.
Oh, Medea's family reunion.
Yeah. What's his name?
I haven't seen that
the
movie
guy
in
from
years.
Germany. The guy, the male.
J. Cole.
What?
He's from Germany.
J. Cole's from Germany.
He's born there. Yeah.
No, he's not.
He was.
No.
Go to Wikipedia.
He was not born in Germany. He was born
Jermaine Cole was born in
No,
Germany.
he wasn't.
Go on there right now.
Where
Go on there right now.
Was J. Cole?
If it actually says Germany, you owe me some. What's that look on your face? What's that look on your face? What I say? What I say?
J. Cole was born in Germany.
There you go.
He's tall as fuck. He's 6'3".
Yeah. But yeah, so go ahead though. But the Tyler Perry, who's the I don't know who was born in Germany, but continue.
Boris, not Chestnut. That's Morris Chestnut.
That's Morris Chestnut.
Boris. Okay. You guys know who I'm talking about. The guy Boris. He's damn it.
Boris.
Boris Cujo.
Okay. Let me see what he look like. I probably recognize my face. Oh, okay.
Boris Cujo, who was born in Germany. He was like the savior of the girl in the second movie.
Yeah.
And then the black guy was the one whipping the girl's ass and shit.
Oh wait, you mean the one like when she came in like at night or something like that, and then he just like
yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
With that old lady saying starting now.
I'm dead.
Yo.
Oh my god.
Yo, Tyler Perry movies though. I can't with that.
Yeah. I like Daddy's Little Girls.
That was a good one. That was with
What's that chick? Because it's funny. I seen the main
Tasha.
chick. Yeah, I've seen a
the lady from Empire and all those movies.
Nah, like I seen a meme of her where
another movies.
Like I seen a meme of her where it was like I could hear a loud ass voice yelling in the picture. I was like, yo,
she is loud. That's like she's really funny though. I like her.
Yeah, and that movie it had a lot of. It actually hit close to home to a friend that I have. His name is Michael, and yeah, like cause he was going through this thing with his baby moms, and basically Michael. Well, it's long story short. You know the usual. The baby mom like is mad because he got over her, and he's with somebody new, and she decided, oh, he's getting engaged. I'm gonna do my best to try to have his son not see him and shit like that. And that it was like all that jazz and shit. So.
That's crazy. I never understood why somebody could be that spiteful and like keep away their.
You'd be surprised.
Nah, I just can't see that.
Yeah.
I don't want that on my heart.
Yeah, like on your conscience and shit. But yeah, so back to like the racist arsenal, right? We can talk about like another one. All lives matter. Now, I have a problem with this, right? People are usually like, wait, are you saying only Black Lives Matter? I thought all lives mattered. No, see, the thing is that we're saying Black Lives Matter too. That's what it means.
Maybe we should start saying Black Lives Matter too.
Why? So we could appease them?
Well, not just appease them, but to give them no room for. We have to be like.
They're gonna find something else. Just like the other example where make your own games, make your own shows, make your own movies. We make our own games, make our own shows, make our own movies.
We have to make them look like. We have to make them see how ridiculous they are, because it's like
they're not gonna like. You can't. There's just some people. Like, okay, so I know.
Of course, we know there's always gonna be racists who, no matter.
But there's just people out there that, no matter their ignorance, no matter their stupidity, they just don't come to terms with that. They're just like, nah, I'm right and I'm always right. And who cares about like doing stuff to make them know that this is what we actually mean. This is what we actually mean. Nah, fuck all that. Like, what I'm saying is that, see, like this whole all lives matter thing. It was brought up after Black Lives Matter, basically. Just like with gay pride, there's some idiotic. This is the most stupidest shit that I've ever heard. And there is some idiotic straight people that are like, oh, why can't we have straight pride? Because we're the default. Like, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, we're the default. What the fuck? Why do we don't need a straight pride? They're like, oh, they don't need a gay pride. They don't need to be all flamboyant and dancing on parade floats. Well, that's up to them. But it's like, you see, like straight pride was made out of spite of gay pride, just like how All Lives Matter was made out of spite of Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, like why do you want to make something out of like bitterness?
Yeah.
Like, can you like look deep down and see why you think you're bitter? Like, why does like the thing Black Lives Matter make you so annoyed or angry?
Yeah.
Like somebody saying, like, hey, I'm black and my life matters. Why does that make you want to scream out all lives matter, or make you say like, oh, well, all these statistics, all this.
Oh
and
yeah,
that, and that.
the statistic junkies. You know, the people that, oh well, black people commit more crimes per capita, but yeah, black people also get locked up for the same exact crimes. Like they get locked up more often than white people, and for minor offenses such as like selling a dime bag on the corner or some shit like that.
Yeah, like you have to look at all factors.
And not only that, but you can go to any poor community, you see that the crime is very rampant.
Yeah.
And we as human beings, we naturally have a thing where it's encoded in our DNA where we have this thing where we need to survive. And if we had to adapt to our environment to do that, we'll adapt to our environment and do that. And that's exactly what these young kids, like for example in Chicago, are doing and shit. Like what if they were just like, oh, well, I'm gonna just like you have those people that are like, I'm not gonna follow in that direction, but that's rare. That's a very rare thing. Unfortunately, a lot of these kids they don't come from homes, they don't come from family homes, or they come from broken families, and then the gangs are their families, and then the rest is history.
Yeah, and they start hanging out with them and start doing bad shit, and then go down a dark hole.
Unfortunately, it's like one thing about this podcast, or a lot of people that talk about issues in the black community, is that we talk about the problems, and that's okay. The first step to solving every problem is to talk about the problem, or to acknowledge the fact that you do have a problem. But the problem with that is that people don't come up with too many solutions.
Yeah.
Or when there is a solution, we see that it gets infiltrated by like, I don't know, some fucking agent, some double agent or some shit like that. It sounds like I'm being all tinfoil hat, all conspiracy theorist, but there's proof of shit like that. That's another story for another time.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just it's just like hard when we can't even get on the same page.
Yeah,
like basic shit, like people don't want to understand or don't want to try to see. Like, oh, like some people, we can't even get on the simple level that there's racism and race is actually a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people like, no, like let's just go into that. Oh no, I don't see race, and we're all the human race.
We're all there's no black, there's no white, there's no Asian, there's no red or whatever. We're just the human race. Now we're gonna talk about why that's bullshit, and we're gonna talk about why you guys know that that's bullshit. And if you don't know why that's bullshit, then you're gonna know why it's bullshit. So basically, so basically, there's a thing as overt racism and covert racism. Now, when you look at overt, they tend to fall on the Republican side, like the far.
I was just about to say that. I was like, isn't that a political party?
Yeah, like overt racism, those type of races, they tend to fall on the extreme right, or like the right side, the right wing, while covert racism tends to fall on the left side, or the extreme left. Basically, the people like the left side are the people that are like, oh, we don't see race. They think that they're doing something very noble. They think that they're doing something very they're being almighty and stuff like that. No. There is race. Just like how those idiots that say, oh, like, I'm not saying that we should go ahead and execute cops in the street. That's a different. Like, we're gonna save that for later. But the people that say blue lives matter, but then they go ahead and say we don't see color. So how the fuck blue lives matter if you don't see color, you stupid idiot?
Well, you know what it is?
What?
They don't have a problem with blue lives. They don't have a problem with like all lives. They have a specific problem with black lives.
Shit, man. Only blue niggas I fuck with are them niggas from Atlanta, Florida. That's about it. You know the blue man? The blue man crew, yeah.
Good night. Get out of here.
There's only blue niggas I fuck with, but.
And blue clues.
Good night. Yo, blue's a real nigga though. But yo, I hate, like, this is off topic, but I hate it when they brought that other nigga in, like the new guy, the other guy.
When what's his name?
I have no idea.
What was his name?
You don't have to search that. Who gives a shit about that?
Hold on.
Oh, you dead ass gonna search
I gotta
it.
search it. I'm a Google junkie. I love searching shit up.
Oh boy.
Blue's Clues.
I am too. So
first person. Blue's Clues.
Blue's Clues.
Steve. His name was Steve.
Oh, wasn't Steve the original?
Yes.
But who's the other guy?
Who cares about the other guy?
Who gives a fuck? Only owner of Blue we acknowledge is Steve. Fuck that other motherfucker. But see, like, okay, so like
what happened to that guy?
I have no idea. I know Steve, like, from what I read, I think he cut his hair bald, like neo-Nazi bald, and joined a metal band. That's really.
And he still does TV shows and stuff.
He does?
Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta see.
Yeah.
But okay, so we could talk about like another thing, like the stuff that falls on the overt racist side. Basically, overt racists, they tend to support people like Donald Trump, while covert racists, they tend to support people like Hillary. And let's talk about like overt racists when they usually try to politicize black deaths, like whether it be black on black crime, or whether it be a black person killing somebody else. And okay, so death at the hands of a black person and black death. When it's black on black crime, I usually get the comments like, instead of showing like sympathy or empathy and condolences, it's usually, oh, where's Black Lives Matter in this situation? Where's this? Or where's that? Oh, if Black Lives really mattered, how come does it matter to black people themselves? And
they always bring up, oh, you guys are killing yourselves.
Yeah, but like nobody talks about white on white crime, and it's like.
Well, yeah. Why is it only black on black crime like a thing? Like,
yeah.
Like, do we say that? Do we say like, oh, white on white? Like,
damn, these white folks, they need to stop killing each other. All these fucking serial killers. God, from Ted Bundy to John Wayne Gacy to fucking Jeffrey Dahmer and shit. Damn, these white people gotta stop killing each other, man. Oh, Jeffrey Dahmer killed gay black men or gay minority men.
And he killed Asian men too.
Yeah. So instead of Jeffrey Dahmer, you could say like, who gives a shit? But yeah,
Norman Bates. He's not real. I'm sorry.
But yeah, Norman Bates. I gotta watch the show actually. Bates
Motel. I gotta see the last season though. Bates Motel was. Oh, I just love that show.
Actually, watch out for that because we might do a review on it. So stay tuned. But
yes, there's only one. Yeah. There's only one like There's one more season. I think they're doing 5 seasons and that's it.
I'm glad, you know, like, a little off topic, but I'm glad that shows actually say, you know what, we know how many seasons we want to do. Like, Breaking Bad ended at 5 seasons.
You know why?
Because I hate when shows drag.
You know why?
And they milk it. Why?
Because it's on AMC. AMC don't do that shit.
Or, you can't say Walking Dead because they have a
Walking Dead is a comic book.
Yeah, so they have infinite, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Walking Dead, like Walking Dead is a different time.
Yeah. Because
it's a comic book and the story could go on and on. But yeah, like Breaking Bad, it was season like 10 and Walter White still just kept on getting out of shit.
Mhm.
We'll be annoyed as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Well, shout out to Law & Order SVU because I don't care how long that goes on. I love that show.
That show's still good. Get out of here.
Even though they got rid of Detective Stabler.
It's still good, but
you know how
Stabler was like,
yeah, he was a staple in the show. But okay, so we talk about like how you have those covert and overt racists and stuff. Like, what do you have an example of another example of a covert racist?
Covert racist.
Mm-hmm. Like they say that we're all humans. Like there's only one race.
I wouldn't call that racism.
That's covert.
That's covert racism.
And it's ignorance.
In the terms of, you think that because you ignore it that it's gonna go away.
Yeah, exactly.
Like everybody else is not going to. It's not going to be like, oh yeah, let's just forget about racism.
Yeah.
Like, it's so ingrained in our minds that the first thing we see is like the color of somebody's skin, and then we have like all these things, all these bullet points.
It's to the point where even when I see like the male or female signs, like you go to the bathroom, you see like the man and you see like the woman.
Yeah.
You could just like I could just tell that they're white. Like I don't know what I can't put my finger on it, but you could just tell that they're white because that's like the default. So it's like.
Hold on.
You gotta tell. So good.
Well, how do you know if a stick figure is black or white?
Just like look at it. Just like okay. All right. How do I explain this shit?
Yo, what are you talking about? Like all I see is a stick figure. I don't see a black stick figure or white stick figure. Only see the stick figure human race.
No, boy. I honestly, you got me stumped right there. I can't explain it right now, but when I do, I'll get back to you.
Racist.
Good night.
You're racist.
But
you're a stick figure racist.
But like we could talk about because we were mentioning that when we make our own shit, they're like, I hope you're not pandering or whatever. Like when it's a white person that makes a game or a show that has a black, like for example, let's take the Get Down. The producer is white, and he has people like Nas on board to like get the stuff historically accurate in the show, and people are like, I hope they're not doing it to appease to like some type of a politically correct agenda. Now,
why would it be like appealing to somebody? It's a story about hip hop being born. And we all know that's black people and Hispanic people made that shit. Yeah. So why wouldn't they? Why that's like so stupid. That's like having a history about Italians and then having not one Italian person on the board. Like,
and didn't they make a movie like that with the Egyptians? Like earlier
yeah,
this year?
God, no, not early, not like last year or something.
Yeah, with
Aaron Paul. Man,
damn, I actually like Aaron Paul, but damn, why? But like besides
when I saw Christian Bale. He was in that movie. I was like, not American Psycho, man.
Oh, boy.
Not Batman.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
he
Lord.
probably arrived to the set of that. What the hell am I doing here?
Oh, my God.
But besides that, though, it's like, okay, so we have those people that say, oh, I hope you're not pandering to such and such. But when we don't have our shows, how about you make your own shows? Another thing is that when they say, because it goes for women, too. They're like, how come women in a predominantly male field, like let's say like anything science based,
engineering,
yeah, something like that, and then how come they always have to bring up or like gaming, like, how come they always have to bring up the fact that they're a woman? Same way that the black people always had to mention the fact that they're black in a predominantly white field, and the reason why stuff like that is because I seen a video recently where there was a kid. I think he scored higher on the IQ thing more than Albert Einstein himself.
Yeah.
And it said, black student achieved more than Albert Einstein on the IQ test. And then people in the comments, but why does he have to be a black kid? Why can't it just be the kid that achieved all that? Because we have that stereotype where we're ignorant, we're stupid, we don't know anything.
And not only that, if we said the kid, people would assume he was white.
Yeah. And people will be like, yeah, like they assume that we're this and we're that, but then so that's why we have to say, this is a black kid that did this. Like, it's a woman that did this.
Like we have to make it normalized that hey, black people are smart, black people are this and that. We're not just good at doing stereotypical black things like sports.
Yeah, like the stereotype
or entertainment.
The stereotype. Well, we're entertaining right now, but the stereotype is that.
And we're good because we're black.
The stereotype is that presidents are usually male, and when you got people like Hillary running for president, like that's like saying, why is she have to mention she's the first female president?
Because it's important.
Yes, exactly.
Yo, it's like you heard about the lady who's a doctor on the plane. And then the lady was like, oh no, like where you coming from? Like asking her a whole bunch of questions, but then an old white guy was like, came up and said, oh hey, I'm a doctor, and she was like, oh, okay, go ahead. Like the lady was like asking her a whole bunch of questions, like questioning her like a fucking like 60-60 interview, and then it's like, okay, like she like why would she stand up? Why would she click on her light? They said, if any doctors are on the airplane. Click on your light. Why would she click on her light and then be like, "Oh, I'm a janitor"? Like what? Like what? Why? Why would you even question her? She's trying to help somebody.
Yeah, like
she's not trying to play around. Like this is a practical joke. Like somebody just was about to die.
Yeah.
And you asking questions like, you're not a doctor. Like, and that happened again. I think it happened twice. I forgot the other one.
Time?
It was another plane. I think it was Delta too. Both times was on Delta.
Oh boy.
Delta, you fucking up.
You fucking up, Delta. You gonna pay a visit to y'all. But
no.
Hey,
if Delta wants to sponsor us, we'll be happy to take your plane and, not be like.
She forgot the punchline, but yeah. But we talked about. Oh my god. Yeah, you really forgot the punchline there. That really escaped you. She had it. Gone. But yeah, like okay.
Can we take that out?
That shit stayed in there.
No.
That shit stayed in there. I'll give it there. That shit stayed in there.
No.
But okay, so here's another thing, right? Let's talk about how let's talk about those type of racist white people that listen, like white people that listen to rap, and then when they hear a black person talking, they use ebonics or slang or something like that. They're like, "Oh, what happened to the English language in the black community? Why are they talking like this? Why can't they talk properly?"
Well, I never really experienced that.
I've experienced that. Like one time I was on the bus with my friends, and I remember we were going with my friend, like I forgot who. It's like 7th, 8th grade. I think it was my friend Chris. But anyway, we were on the bus, right, and we were talking to each other. We were like, we don't talk like dumbasses, but we use slang when we talk. We're not gonna talk like we in a job interview or some shit like that. We're outside, we're hanging out with each other. Yeah. So we were saying shit like, "Yo, dead ass," or "That's facts," or whatever. And then I remember some white woman, she was like, "Oh, how come?" Or we said nigga and shit. Some white woman was like, "Oh, how come you guys don't talk like regularly? How come you guys have to use all those cuss words, or how come you guys have to use all that slang? How come you guys can't just like?" We were just like, "Man, I usually respect my elders, but bitch, if we all talk, if we all talk like you, we'd be boring as fuck. Shut your ass up. Ain't nobody trying to hear none of that shit."
I would have definitely tried to sweet chin music her.
Oh my god.
Like.
Actually, she had no chin. It was like tucked in. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
like James Ellsworth from like WWE. But yeah, it's
good night.
So you call it like sweet no chin music.
Sweet no chin, sweet neck music.
I got that from the comments, by the way.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about people who do that, who watch black stuff, who listen to stuff that's predominantly black, but then they mock us or make fun of the way that we talk. Like, for example, the didn't do nothing. You know that phenomenon?
Yeah.
Like, let me spell this out for you. For those of you who have not heard this, it's didn't do nothing. It looks like an Indian name. It's DINDUNUFFIN.
Which Indian?
It's DINDUNUFFIN. Didn't do nothing, or they make fun of the fact that, you have those black people that say that we were kings and queens at one point. And they'll be like, "Oh, we was kings," and shit like that. And they try to say it with the twang of a southern person. And
aren't some southern people white too?
Or of a southern black person. Or like just black slang in general.
Horrible like accents too.
Like one time I think it was Lizard Lick Towing. Like I remember this one guy, I think his wife wanted to get married and shit. And he was like, "Heck, I'm about as happy as a pony on the hillside." And like, let me tell you, some people will find that shit dumb as hell, but that's their culture. So like, I'm not gonna be like, "Oh shit, like why are you talking like that?" That's just how they talk over there. But back to the thing though.
As a southern person.
Now hold on, it's not straight. Like back to the thing though, it's like, so we're gonna talk about didn't do nothing versus the other new phenomenon that black people came up with. It's called white people. Now it's spelled WYPIPO. And when people use the white people thing, it's like is using a sense to exaggerate or to mock how white people say shit like, oh, if you didn't commit a crime, then you wouldn't be have 6 warning shots in your back.
Well, why didn't he just follow directions, or why was he so?
Man, look at the social worker who had that autistic kid. My guy was on his back with his hands up in the air, and they still shot his ass. And I seen the shit where they interviewed the cop, I think it was, and they asked him, why did you shoot him? And he was like, I don't know.
No. The guy asked him when he came over there and like basically like was trying to cuff him and stuff. And he was like, why did you shoot me? And he said, I don't know. I was like, what?
Man, that's what I'm talking about, man. And like they like to say, oh, those are isolated incidents. Man,
what about Alton Sterling when he told him he had a gun in the back? And he said he's reaching for his driver's license, and then he still got shot.
Oh boy!
Even though he said he has a gun in the back and his license, and he still got shot. Like what does that even mean?
Well, yeah, and it's like it's basically like the whole comply and you won't die rhetoric is not accurate. Never was.
I always was like confused about why we give the benefit of doubt of trained officers, but then untrained like civilian doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. We have to be perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Like we gotta like make sure we breathe in a certain pace. We gotta make sure our heart is beating at a certain.
We can't get too upset.
Yeah.
Or rowdy.
Even though we know that the stuff that's about to happen is unconstitutional and shit like that. Even if we know that, it's like, hey, just comply.
Yeah. Like that shit really gets on my nerves because it's like you guys have all these excuses for the cop, like, oh, he wants to get home, oh, he wants to do this, oh, he wants to do that, but then you don't give like the benefit of the doubt to the person.
Yeah, exactly.
But if somebody's harassing you, you're gonna be angry.
Oh yeah, like nobody likes to be provoked.
Yeah.
So it's like that just goes without saying, but like. You brought up an interesting point when you were talking about that woman that was on the plane, the doctor.
Yeah.
And how they said, "Nah, you're not a doctor," and shit like that. Like they thought she was playing around.
No, the one nurse, and even Delta said that. Yeah, like that was weird. Like that was wrong for
them to handle it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flight attendant did it. Like they even apologized.
And see, that's what we're talking about when you have a video like black kid exceeds Einstein's like IQ and stuff like that. The reason why it says black kid is because of stuff like that. They didn't even believe that she was a nurse because she was black.
She was a doctor.
A doctor, yeah. They didn't believe you just said a nurse, but anyway, they didn't believe that she didn't believe she was a doctor / nurse to the people on the plane, and it's like it's just a fucked up situation. But like let's say with that, right? This like we talked about the shit that covert and overt racists say and do. Now let's talk about the shit that we as a black community, because I believe that there's of course there are factors at work that causes us to be at the bottom of the totem pole, but at the same time I feel like there's stuff that we as a people could do together to stop doing. And let's say one of them right here, right? Let's talk about like when somebody says, "Oh, why do you talk so white?" Like this, okay. Let's talk about tone versus dialect when it comes to that, because I've been told that before in my life. Because
me too.
Yeah, and it's not like I go out of my way to be a house nigga or some shit like that, or some Uncle Tom nigga or some shit like that. It's like I just talk however I feel like it. I use slang here and there, and then I use actual vocabulary words. Wow, what a thing. And and it's like you could use vocabulary words like Obama talks like that, but you can still hear like the black tone in his voice, if you get what I mean. And people were like, "Oh, there's no difference between talking black and white. That shit needs to stop." There actually is, because it's like when you hear, "Hey, my name is Steve," like you're automatically gonna think that person is white. Come on now, no, like really. And when you hear versus when you hear, "Hey, yo, what's up," or whatever, like you can hear like the tone.
There's definitely a tone that black people have that white people don't, and vice versa.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even stereotype. The default tone that black people have, and the default tone that white people have.
Yeah.
Now, now using words correctly and being like not using slang every 2 seconds is shouldn't be a black thing. It's just like it should be like you should want to use words correctly, and sounding dumb is not like cool.
And sounding dumb, more importantly, is not exclusively a black thing. Anybody can sound dumb.
Yeah, like like this kind of goes with like how you act too. Like if you don't act like a certain way, you're considered like a Oreo, or you're considered white. Like
I remember this episode in the Boondocks where it was Huey and he was talking to Thugnificent, and I remember when
AKA Young Thug.
No, that's Gangstalicious. He's Young Thug in that show, but like he was talking to Thugnificent and he was talking sense. Huey said I read a book, and then like Thugnificent was like, oh, congratulations, nigga, you reading a book and shit. And then he was like, wait, did you just congratulate me for reading a book? And it's like yeah, that's just how people be like, and it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, like people like the stereotype. People usually put black people in a box, like, oh, this is a black thing. Like being smart is a white thing, or being smart is is not a black thing. Being educated is not a black thing. Being ignorant is a black thing. Using slang and acting like just an idiot and a thug and a criminal is a black thing. When really is like anybody can do that.
And speaking of putting black people in a box, we can talk about like what black people gravitate towards, like in general. Like we can talk about how like you see, like, let's say there's like an Afro sci-fi movie that comes out. I see that doing better with like white audiences or like the alternative black audience, like like the nerds,
black nerds,
or something like that. I see it doing well with those type of people, but then like in general, black people, they want to watch shit like Tyler Perry or what's that thriller? When the Bowl.
Oh, when about black thrillers.
Yeah, when like the person has some secret like obsession.
Like some Fatal Attraction, but way worse.
Yeah.
Like
and then the trailers look good, but then we watch the movie, it's like
Yeah, it's always
it's like
bad.
About.
I always wonder why people like black people, like let's say Tyler Perry for once. Black people like the same like type of like
genre,
like drama, melodramatic.
Yeah, like
somebody gets AIDS at the end type shit.
Or like, I slept with the pastor's like
the pastor
I slept with the pastor or something like that.
Yeah, or this like weird like it's just always the same. Like every black movie, like really.
That's why I like Luke Cage. Shout out.
Well, Luke Cage is different. Like Luke Cage is like superhero and stuff.
And it's like a blaxploitation superhero.
But now we have a whole bunch of different type of black shows, and it's
like Insecure.
Like now, we got Insecure, we got Atlanta, we got Blackish, we got Empire, we got Power, we got Queen Sugar, we got Green Tea.
That's a show called
Greenleaf.
Okay.
It's on Oprah.
Yeah.
It's on Shout out to Oprah. Can you adopt me?
Oh my God! Good night. So says every woman from the Middle East, because like Oprah's like Michael Jordan over there.
She is.
Yeah, like she's really really big like with Middle Eastern women.
Oh, I think so. I think I.
You know why? You think you know why? Yeah, like she's preaching women empowerment when like
Yeah.
When it's like over there, it's like they're so limited.
You mean the beekeeper outfit that they always have to wear?
You can't say that. Oh my God! But wait, that's too politically incorrect. Can't say that.
I mean,
watch. I'm telling you, if you get big 10 years from now, they're gonna quote you on that. So
I mean, like, I personally don't have a problem with it. I just don't feel like that's like I feel like that's what's been pushed upon like them, that they like I want to wear a hazmat suit in 85-degree weather.
You said a hazmat suit. I'm dead.
Like I don't know. I think to each his own, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh well, well, like, the freedom is like freedom. They have the freedom to do that. It's like, no, they don't. They don't have the freedom to do that. That's the thing.
And we're not saying all, like.
And I'm not saying all. Don't be like, oh, she's against Muslims or something. I'm not against Muslims. Yeah. We're
just saying, like, the culture. There's some things that need to be, like, there's things that need to be altered.
I just think I'm a liberal. Well, I want people to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
If it doesn't hurt you, or it doesn't hurt anybody.
Are you like liberal, or are you just liberal in that sense?
I think, well, I'm like
central. What is it, centrist? Or whatever?
This is my philosophy. If it doesn't hurt anybody else, do what you want.
And people be like, okay, like, what was it called, a burqa? Or what was it called, like, the thing?
It's like a burqa. I don't know what the whole outfit is called, though.
Yeah, and like
it might be called burqa.
Like, that's not hurting anybody, but it's like, how come when, if we're wrong, just say that what we're saying is inaccurate in the comments and try to
make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and share this video.
I think it's a little too late for that plug, but
it's never too late.
Oh yeah, but yeah, and it's
like an abortion. Kidding.
Dark humor, but
oh my god.
Yeah, and like, what was I gonna say? Man, you made me forget. Fuck it. But like, we're gonna talk about like like we're talking about like a talking black versus talking white. Now, like, we're on the subject of like, what do black people deem as like black comedy, or what do black people deem as a white comedy? Like, we could take take Key and Peele for example, or take Eric Andre for example.
Oh yes.
That's usually deemed as like white people comedy, and it's interesting enough because Russell Simmons was on DJ Vlad, and he was talking about how he wants to support the Key and Peele movie that was coming out, and he was like, I support Key and Peele 100%. Funny dudes, but I see mostly white people going to the theaters to see that movie.
Yeah.
I don't see mostly black people going to the theaters to support them. And
nope.
that leads me to say, like, what's the difference between like a Key and Peele and Eric Andre versus like Eric Andre, he's an acquired taste. That's like absurdist humor. But we say like
to deliver a pizza ball.
But,
time to deliver a pizza
ball.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like,
time to deliver a pizza ball. I'm sorry. That shit is dumb. That is so catchy. Yeah, like, he went to the dojo and then he had like that ultra early 90s outfit. He was like, time to deliver a pizza ball.
Basically he looked like somebody that was like a background extra on Tu Wong Fu.
Oh my god.
But basically, okay, so when we're talking about black comedy versus white comedy, right? So let's take like Key and Peele for example, and we take like Tyler Perry and Kevin Hart. And what do people deem as black humor? What is black humor? Like, can you explain that to me? What is black humor? What is white humor? Like, what makes Key, like, even though you say they're half, right? Like, what makes Key and Peele like white humor, and what makes Tyler Perry like?
You know what it is? Let's do somebody more like close to them. Let's do Dave Chappelle versus Key and Peele, because they have the same type of commentary.
Content.
Yeah. But somehow Dave Chappelle is way more accepted by black audience than Key and Peele.
Yeah.
Do you think it has to do with them being half like one, like being like, I don't know, they're kind of like, I don't know. Is it because they're black nerds and black nerds are considered like white? Like how I said, like being smart and being into like different things. It's
synonymous with being white.
Like, yeah. Do you think that's it?
Maybe it's like maybe it's like I'm really stumped. I can't really explain that.
Yeah, I can't explain either. I don't understand.
When we get more evidence on it, we'll come back to that.
Maybe people just don't think they're that funny.
I think they're funny. Like the Secret Bosses episode like they had, where I always get the two mixed up, like Key and Peele. Who's Key? Key's like the short one, or Peele like the short. I don't know.
That's why you gotta see their names together.
Well, yeah, and it's like like I said, we don't have an exact example with that, but we'll definitely get back to that. It's like we'll talk about what's gonna be plenty of things we'll talk about. Like, give me something like. We talked about like white people, like racist white people. We talked about overt racism, and like the racist arsenal when they use certain things to attack us. Like,
Yeah.
so like, what about things that are detrimental to like the black community that black people convey, like 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 balling out. Like, there's nothing wrong with getting Jordans or sneakers, but like balling out on some Jordans.
Well,
then,
I think that comes from wanting to show that you're rich.
Yeah, like let's just say nigga rich.
Yeah, like wanting to portray the thing that you're rich, you're not from the hood and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, people usually like you should save your money and not buy Jordans, but you're gonna spend all your money and buy Jordans.
Yeah.
Even though
or
I
like,
never understood how you could buy like a $1,500 bag.
yo, man, you be seeing these kids I be seeing these 13, 14-year-old kids running around fucking Manhattan and Brooklyn with Bape. And that shit is like $400, $500 for like a bag or like a sweater. I be like, who the fuck is buying this shit?
And yeah, and plus it's like
don't you like no like my bad, like no way, shape or form am I hating on anybody who decides to get bait. I'm not saying that whatsoever, because I remember I said this before and niggas would be like, oh, why you pocket watching? Like, what are you, the IRS or some shit? Like, nigga, ain't nobody fucking saying that. All I'm saying is that these 13, 14-year-old kids, they run around with, they have Bape and shit, or they have like Louis, Fendi, or like Prada.
I never understood like how you could be like buying like
with the parents, like what are the parents buying that shit?
Yeah, and it's like
I know these little niggas. I'm not saying all of them. I know these little niggas ain't working.
Yeah, they got a paper route.
Yeah, like.
But I never understood like why they have like all these expensive shit, and then they live in like the really bad area.
Well, it's like I get it, because I've lived through that before. Like, there was a point in time where I used to wear shit like outdated Nikes, or some fucking like in middle school, or I used to wear some DC sneakers, even though I wasn't a skater. Yeah. Like, well, my skating career ended prematurely. I busted my ass in front of my friends. But yeah, and like you take shit like that, and I remember I got made fun of, like, oh, like, you dress like a white kid, or oh, you gotta wear more. You should wear more Jordans. You should like, at the time in New York City, when it was like cold, niggas would wear biggies and shit. Like, you know them big ass coats that were multicolored that you see in that picture. Yeah, like, oh, why, like, you should get a biggie or something like that. You should wear a gray brim, a green brim. I actually do like gray brims and green brims, but it's like, you know, you get made fun of for dressing like that. So when you do get made fun of, it's like you want the luxury things. Like, you don't want to be seen as a square ass nigga. You don't want to be seen as, like, you know, you don't get down, you don't get fresh, or whatever it is. You want to be that odd one standing out.
Nobody wants to be unique.
It's not just unique. Like, people just don't want to be like the black sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, with that, we could talk about like hyper masculinity and like say like black men, right? And because people usually like this is news, but niggas be talking about the gay mafia and shit like that in the entertainment industry, and or like the gay agenda and shit like that. I don't agree with the feminization of heterosexual black men. I don't agree with that. Like, it's another topic though we can get into. I don't agree with that per se, but I 100% support like, you know, gay marriage between like anybody that's gay and stuff like that, or trans, or whatever it is. That's their right. I believe that that's their right to have. Now, with that, we can talk about let's talk about somebody like Young M.A. Like, I believe Young M.A. is dope. She's a dope rapper. And let's take like Young M.A. like who she is. Young M.A. is like what people usually say is like a bull dyke or something like that. Or if you want to say it correctly, go ahead.
It's called a stud. You don't have to say bull dyke, butch, dyke, whatever. It's called a stud. You can say stud. That's the proper word to use.
Yeah, and like you can say like she's a stud and shit like that, and that's perfectly acceptable. Like, of course you have those people, those black people that are like, oh, why is she trying so hard to be a man? Because maybe she's not trying. Maybe that's just her. And it's like, yeah, that's her. I support her 100%. Do your thing. She's representing New York City. Now, they'll support that, but let's say if Young M.A. was a black male that's gay, I guarantee you that all these people like, yo, her shit fire, her shit high as fuck. That whole, they call it Stephanie, I call it Heffany. It's like, if it was like, you call him
Stevie, I call him he.
like some shit like that. Now, if the lyrics were like that and things were like, wait, what? Record scratch? What the fuck this nigga talking about?
He call him Stefan. I call him Heffon.
Good fucking night.
No.
Yo, Stefan Urkel or some shit?
Yeah, Stefan. That was his sexy side.
Yeah, and like, so yeah, that's basically, let's talk about the hypocrisy of that, right? Let's talk about how the fucking...
Because people are more... Even though, of course, there's people who hate gay people, lesbians or gay, like gay men. Either way, they hate it.
Yeah.
There's people who are more accepting to they're more accepting to masculine women than feminine men.
Yeah.
Like they
I'm gonna say something.
Even like having somebody who's feminine around you that's supposed to be masculine, even that feels like a threat to your masculinity.
Yeah.
Like, and being associated with that is a threat.
It's interesting because my sociology teacher, when I used to go to college, she said that, she was a black woman, and she said that the reason why the black community is so reluctant to accept, like, feminine men more than masculine women, masculine black women and feminine black men, the reason why they're more willing to accept the masculine black woman is because they don't see it as like a threat to their humanity, like their masculinity or something like that. Or to put it in another way, we have, unfortunately, in the black community, there's a shortage of fathers in the community. And when they see stuff like this, is what she said. When they see stuff like
role models, not just any type of black man. Like like,
well, they get the gist. We're not talking about like fucking anybody, but it's like when there's a shortage of that, people are more reluctant to accept that there's feminine black men, and that's what makes them more hostile whenever they see them. And I get her point, and I see exactly what she's saying, but at the same time, we gotta educate our young black brothers and sisters, man. Like, we can't have them going around. Like, not saying all, but we can't have them going around like, oh, what is this faggot doing here? Let's beat his ass and shit like that. Because
we shouldn't be discriminating against anybody.
Exactly. We should, especially us of all.
Yeah, that's just really, really just like a detriment to our thing too.
Our cause,
Yeah, like we can't be like super like close off to things and be like, oh, we can't accept this because we have to savor the thing, or we can't accept that because we have to make sure this is intact. Like, first of all, there's a difference between masculinity and hypermasculinity. I think that's a big difference.
People usually tend to get this is not exclusively black, but people tend to get masculinity confused with insecurity. Like, you could be masculine without having to be like, fuck all these bitches or some shit like that, or oh, look at this faggot or whatever. That's not really being masculine. Cause or
being super aggressive.
Yeah, like I've known, like we're assertive. Like men are naturally assertive. I'm assertive. Like, you know, we could be aggressive and shit like that, like naturally. But when you go overboard, it's like, nah, it's way past the point of being masculine. You have an ego, you have an insecurity about yourself, which is why you're doing that. And yeah, like I'm sorry to, you know, I know that's ego death to a lot of you people listening, but that's just the unfortunate truth. And you know, when there's stuff like that, it just shows that education needs to be a thing. Like, and we need to have educators that really care about these kids, these young boys and girls. Don't let me sound like Louis Farrakhan.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
Didn't Louis Farrakhan say something about this too?
Yeah, on Breakfast Club. I seen that interview. And it's like yeah, and that's what leads to like we need to have a balance. Like, there's a woke movement, And then there's like, oh, we want to get lit. Yo, it's lit up in this bitch. Like, we getting lit.
Woke versus lit. Which one is better?
Like, okay, in my opinion, I'm not gonna say either or is better or worse than the other, but I'm gonna say there needs to be more wokeness.
A balance.
Yeah, a balance. But see, let's address, like, because in every movement there's always their extremists. Like, just like how the natural hair movement versus the straight hair movement.
Yeah.
Like the natural hair movement and what, like, there's no straight hair movement. But let's talk about that, right? So we have what was I saying? The fuck?
Yeah, like natural versus perm hair versus straight hair, relaxed hair,
about
whatever.
The extremists.
Like, there's always like those people who be like, oh, you perm your hair, oh, you don't love yourself, blah blah blah.
Yeah, you have self-hate.
You have self-hate. Usually, sometimes it's true, but not everybody self-hates themselves because they want straight hair. Maybe like of course it's like called assimilation when you have to get straight hair because like now it's cool to have like an afro and all that stuff, but like a couple years ago or something, it was not cool at all.
Yeah.
Your hair was deemed like ugly, like it was snappy. You look like a slave. Let me bring up freaking Blue Ivy. Shout out to the Queen Bee. I see you out there. I'm gonna see you next tour. I didn't have the money, but yeah. And
like, you want front row tickets, highway and robbery prices.
Nah. I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna get into the pit. I'm gonna be in that pit where you don't sit down. You stand up and you just scream and yell and you just like. I want to go there. I want to be right there. I want Beyonce to touch my hand.
Good night. Shit, but go ahead. Oh,
I would do that for a lot of people. Not a lot. You know, Kendrick Lamar, Beyonce.
Yeah, Kendrick, yeah. I like Beyonce. Beyonce cool.
Foster the People, but that's a personal, obscure favorite. You guys don't know about them, but... Yeah.
Hey, who do you to, like, assume?
Huh?
Who are you to assume?
They're like...
How do you know what they listen to? Get off their station. You're racist.
Station? Get out of here.
Yeah, get out. We don't want you here. Get out of here.
Oh, my God.
Not good.
But yeah. Blue Ivy, like how... Okay, let's talk about Blue Ivy versus Northwest. People want Blue Ivy to look like Northwest. They want her hair to be the good kind of curly. Behaved kind of curly. The wavy, the nice looking wavy thing. And just because her hair is, you know, like a black person, naturally hair is, you know... People rag on her. People say, oh, don't you comb her hair, all this and that. First of all, it's a fucking baby. Yeah. Well, you want her to put like a 12, like a 16-inch like weave in her hair? Like, what are you talking about? You want her to put like cornrows in her, like braid up her hair, put a relaxer in it? Like, what do you want from her? Second of all, like, stop trying to tell people how to like just stop ragging on little kids. Like, you guys are making
it's the internet, man. Niggas got no.
Of course, it's the internet. I get it, but you need to stop ragging on little kids. And just because their parents are famous, that means that you can just throw any shit against them.
Yeah.
Like, let her live. Let her hair breathe. Most of y'all ain't got no edges anyway. Y'all talking about like braiding up her hair, and she be looking like she ain't got no edges in like a couple years.
Yeah.
At 8 years old, talking about do something to her hair. Let her hair breathe. It's an afro. Let her hair put it in a bun. Yeah, like, damn. Like, y'all want her to be like Northwest and have like the good, like, y'all don't say anything about Northwest because she has the good hair. She has like the nice wavy hair or whatever.
Well, we're not gonna pit two kids against each other, but
I'm not pitting two kids. I'm just comparing. Like, it's like it should be acceptable that Northwest can wear her hair like that, and Blue Ivy can wear her hair like that, and it shouldn't be like, oh, one is better than the other one because we think it is.
And now, see, I get your point of the argument, and I agree 110%, right? But let's talk about the extremists in the natural hair movement. Like how you said, those like, oh, what, you like your hair straight? You hate yourself.
Yeah, that really annoys bothers me too, because you can like your hair like straight, just how it looks. Like you could just want to switch it up and stuff.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that you hate your race and you're gonna sell it out and you're Uncle Tom and all that stuff. That's not what it is. That's not what like everybody who straighten their hair is. Some people like their hair straight. Yeah. Like, just deal with it. And on the other side, all those people like, oh, like, we still have people who think natural hair looks ugly, natural this and that. Yeah. Oh, I don't have the right type of hair to wear natural. You do know that the definition of natural is like,
it's fucking natural.
It's like you could just wear it out however you want.
Yeah.
Of course, you could do stuff to make it look curly or stuff, but like you shouldn't put the other people down and be like, oh, look at those nappy-headed hoes or whatever. Yeah. Like, be like, oh.
Who
like,
said that again? Wasn't it like a talk show host that said that?
Yes, like that was a long time ago. But yeah, like people like don't like.
No, who said that exactly?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's just like with the woke versus lit thing. It's like we need to have that woke part of the black community. We need to have that. Let's educate our black women and men. Then at the same time, we can go out on a Friday and get lit, like, you know what I mean. But then you have those people that are elitist with the woke shit, and they're like, oh, why you want to get lit at the club and listen to fucking Ray Shremmerd or like Young Thug or some shit like that. Wow, you're definitely like going against the movement and shit like that. Like, nah, man, we should be able to do what the fuck it is. I want to be like
Elton John and listen to Young Thug.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That was funny when I found out Elton John knew who Young Thug was.
Yeah,
almost clutched my pearls.
The shit out of him.
Yeah, he had a Young Thug T-shirt or sweater. I was like, what the fuck? He knows about hip hop?
I'm dead. Well, he endorsed Eminem, but it's like it's
like.
Oh
yeah, I remember that he sang "Stand" with him.
Yeah.
And that was just like to tell everybody shut the fuck up. Like he likes gay people too.
A lot of gay people went against Elton John. Like, oh, he was just like, oh, why would
you do that? Oh,
he
was cooning?
Yeah, basically.
He was Uncle Tommy?
Well, we're gonna talk about that in the gay community. We're gonna talk about here's the thing that I feel like a lot of people do not talk about whatsoever. Let's talk about gay men in the LGBT community. And
you mean AKA non-existent? Like,
oh boy,
they don't be standing up for gay men that well.
You mean black gay men?
Like, yeah, black gay men.
Yeah, like. I see this one thing. It was BuzzFeed, right? It was like these black guys. They were on Grindr. I think it is what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on Grindr, and it's basically like Tinder, but for gay men.
Yep.
And they were all up on that, and you see all these descriptions from white people, like white gay guys, and they're like, "Oh, if you're black, I don't want to like get away or some shit," or it's usually black men are at the bottom of the totem pole in the gay male community.
Yeah, it is.
And it's like usually the ironic thing is that the LGBT community is usually all like, oh, unity, we gotta love one another because, you know, we're being oppressed.
But it's just like feminism. Like feminism is usually like when white feminists talk about feminism, it's only white feminism.
Yeah.
It's only for white females.
Women. Yeah.
Just like gay, like LGBT, like they kind of just only care about white gay people problems.
Yeah, basically.
Like it's just like, and like some of them don't, like some of them are consciously doing that.
Yeah.
But some people they don't see like the layer of the blackness on it too.
Yeah.
They don't get that there's an extra layer of racism in the country. Like some problems that you have, a black female might not have.
Yeah, exactly.
And vice versa, but they don't understand that that's like they have different problems.
And like that just goes to show you with a community that's supposed to be all about unity. Even then, they still experience racism. That just shows to show you that racism isn't just a thing; it's just a figment of our imagination.
Yeah.
And never was, never will be. And it's like, unfortunately, you have those people out there that are gonna be like, oh, racism, oh, it's nowhere near as bad. Like, that's supposed to make it much better. And it's like, it's basically like, oh, I hit you over with a bus, so let me put this Band-Aid on you. Like, you can't just do that shit.
Yeah, like, like I don't understand people who can't grasp the understanding that some like race and things actually like matter in the world to people.
Yeah.
Like, people actually do look at somebody who's black differently than somebody who's white.
Yeah.
I don't understand people who can't see that.
It's like they don't want to see it more than like, why can't they see it?
Yeah, it's at this point it's more like you don't want to see it.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I don't see it, oh, this and that. This the internet, this everything. There's people telling you about this 24 hours a day. There's no way you cannot see it.
Yeah.
Unless you don't want to see it. So, I mean, ignorance is bliss. Everybody wants to be ignorant. Nobody wants to know.
Well, hence the whole woke versus lit thing.
Yeah.
Like, lit is like ignorance is bliss. Woke is like, oh shit, like I took the red pill. Now I know everything. But yeah, before we go, we're gonna talk about one last thing. We're gonna talk about why is it okay for, like not why is it okay, but why are black features deemed sexier on a fair scale like white woman?
Because they're white.
Yeah, like when you see,
it's like that simple. It's just that it's like when they was talking about the do-rag and they was talking about black.
Oh my god, these niggas, like, check me out. These niggas said the urban tie cap. I was like, yo, if you don't get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Like, it's just like whenever, like, mini buns, aka Bantu knots, what black people been doing for years, but it's deemed like high fashion. Or dreadlocks.
Like, who was it? It was Mark Jacobs, right?
Yeah.
Where he said that, just because I have dreads on my white models, that doesn't mean I'm racist. Like, is it considered racist or cultural appropriation when a black woman gets straight hair?
It's called
take it over, yeah.
That's
tell
called
these
appropriation, not assimilation. Because black people had to assimilate to white culture.
To fit in.
Because literally I forgot which state, like, they like made it okay for people to like discriminate against people with natural hair. Yeah. Now, when they mean natural hair,
they didn't have a problem with that. Out of all places, they had a problem with that in South Africa.
Yeah, when they mean natural hair, they're not talking about blonde hair. They're not talking about straight hair. They're not talking about wavy hair. They're talking about natural hair. They're talking about dreadlocks. They're talking about like wearing your hair natural, wearing it in a ponytail, like in an afro, wearing it how it naturally is for black people. That only affects black people.
Yeah.
Like, when they mean natural hair, they mean black hair. When they discriminating against natural hair, it's usually against black people's hair. It's not against everybody's hair.
Somebody drop that motherfucking mic.
No.
Drop the mic. Don't literally drop the mic, please.
Okay.
Yeah. So, with that being said, that was, to wrap it up, that was our podcast. You know, wait, did we explain the reason why it's called the Gun Hill Rose now?
No, I don't think so. Take it away.
But basically, the reason why it's not called the podcast Twice Removed anymore is because the name was too fucking long. And this podcast takes place in Gun Hill Road in the Bronx, and I'm originally from Gun Hill Road, even though Leeza Söze right here to my left isn't from Gun Hill Road, but she comes here quite often. So we decided to go with the Gun Hill Rose, and it coincides with Tupac's poem, The Rose That Grew from Concrete. So you could take the entire name of our podcast as the Gun Hill Rose That Grew from Concrete.
Yes.
Basically.
Well, I like to say thank you all for listening.
Shout out.
And make sure you guys follow me on Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter,
Leeza
Snapchat.
Söze, Leeza.
Well, it'll be in the description.
It'll be in the description. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, don't be strangers.
Be a part of our notification game. Hello.
Yep.
And put us on a notification.
Yep.
Tell us criticism. Tell us why you like us. Tell us why you hate us.
And if you
tell us why your poop was green today. Just tell us anything.
Yeah, that. And also tell us if you agree or disagree and why with any of the stuff that we talked about. This is just the first of many We're gonna come stronger, come harder with these podcasts.
Also, give us suggestions for our next podcast. And what should we talk about?
Yeah, like what should we talk about? All that stuff.
Do you guys want us to make a weekly podcast on pop culture or entertainment or politics? Tell us. Let us know.
And with that being said, I am the Wave Prodigy, and
this is Leeza Söze,
and we're out.